I know. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will take your seats, I will call the meeting to order. Just hello, come on in.
Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you all for being here. The January 15th, 2015 meeting of the Board of Trustees of Tarrant County College. Are there any public comments, Mr. Gate? No. Then we'll move on to the Southeast Campus representatives who are here to present on student access and success.
Madam President and members. Thank you. I'm always very pleased to invite the campus presidents to make a presentation to you about some of the wonderful things that they have going on their campuses. I was just meeting with the Kelt earlier before we came in, talking about the large variety of good things that we do at Tarrant County College. The only negative about that is that we don't tell our story enough, and we don't tell it broadly enough, and we're going to work on that in these years coming up. But tonight you have the opportunity to hear one such great story, and that one is coming from President Bill Coppola, who runs our Southeast Campus very ably.
Thank you.
And he's going to talk to us about the Student Leadership Academy. Dr. Coppola, welcome.
Thank you. Ms. Hadley, first let me say that I know I speak for everybody in this room, and we're glad to see you tonight.
Thank
and you
you.
look marvelous.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Well, we know. It's always good to have your presence in the room. Ms. Hadley, President Appleman, and members of the board, first I must start by giving credit where credit is due. 3 years ago, Dr. Jordan and I began our tenure here at Tarrant County College as campus presidents. And during that first year, he brought to our attention the importance and value of student engagement as it relates to student success. That enlightenment triggered a number of initiatives on the Southeast Campus to address this relationship. So tonight you will hear one of such programs. I would like to now ask Dr. Lavere Leffler, our Vice President of Student Development Services, to introduce tonight's presentation, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Good evening, Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, and members of the board. Tonight I'd like to thank you for allowing us the opportunity to present to you the Student Leadership Academy. Tonight, nothing aligns better with the mission of the Student Activities Department than this academy, and I'll read what the mission statement states. To support the district mission by providing quality co-curricular programs that increase student learning, engagement, and leadership while preparing students to be successful and responsible citizens. Nothing has prepared our students better than the Student Leadership Academy. Tonight we have with us two of our graduates, finish the program, I can't turn around because you won't be able to hear me, who will be speaking a little bit later. Miss Linda Lee, whose parents moved to the United States from Vietnam over 20 years ago, and Miss Martina Mapa, who was born and raised in Zimbabwe. And she's lived in the United States for 5 years. She moved here when she was 17 years old. Both of these ladies have amazing stories and have accomplished amazing tasks already. And they both are first-generation college students who both started their education at the Southeast Campus. Also with us tonight are the leaders of the program who made it all happen. Mr. Doug Peak is the Director of Student Development Services and has been since 2004. And he had the vision of providing some type of program in 2009. He just didn't know what that would look like. That same year, he hired Natalie Gamble. She's a student development associate. And he shared that vision with her, and she grasped it. And she realized we need a leadership program on our campus. And so with that, 1 year later, the program was launched in 2010. So to tell you more about the program, here's Mr. Douglas Peak.
Good evening, Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, members of the board. The goal of the Student Leadership Academy program is to teach students the skills of leadership, but even more importantly, to offer opportunities for these students to apply these skills with leadership opportunities on campus and in our community. This is done by offering multi-model approaches to learning leadership skills, teaching the concept of leading from where one is, and then to place students in situations where they can use their newly acquired leadership skills in a real-world setting. Open to all students, the program began in 2009 focusing on a collaboration of campus projects. However, it was the spring of 2012 semester when the Academy truly began to take off. Now, I have to go a little off here and give credit where credit's due. And I hope this is okay. I hope I have my job tomorrow. Our newly hired commander-in-chief, let's put it that way, with a New York accent, made a trip to our student activity office and put it a little bit like this. Yo, Doug, what are you going to do about student engagement? Okay, I'm back on track. It was at that time that student activity staff rallied, and now through the involvement of campus-wide volunteers, it has grown into a full slate of courses taught by personnel from every area of the campus. Members become part of an academy of campus leaders through participation of a series of leadership classes. Graduates are then eligible to apply for the President's Campus Ambassador Program. Over the last 3 years, the Academy has seen student participation numbers double, averaging at least, over the last 3 years, averaging at least 50 members annually, making it the largest active student organization on our campus that is not an honors society. With that said, though, 2 members have become president of our Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, and our current SGA president is a recent Academy graduate. Now let's look at some data. Current student success data reveals that Leadership Academy members have increased GPA, course completion, and retention rates. We have been tracking student success since 2011, but it was in the fall of 2013 we decided to improve our methods with additional help from institutional research. This up-to-date data is consistent with prior reports showing students in the Leadership Academy performed at a higher level in comparison to all Southeast students. 75% of the Academy students had a GPA of 3.0 or better, while all Southeast students had a GPA of 48.1, above 3.0, 48.1% above 3.0. Diversity data is impressive as well. We are excited to see diversity of the Academy is reflective of our entire campus, and the greatest difference is seen in the participation numbers from our African American students, where data shows a 38.1% population within the Leadership Academy compared to a 23.2% campus population as a whole. Retention rates. They show 90.9% of the 2013 Academy were retained from fall to spring, compared to a 70.1% of all Southeast students. And 63.6% of the Academy students were retained from fall 2013 to fall 2014, compared to a 45.4% of all Southeast students during that same time period. That means those 63.6% students are here with us right now. The growth and success of this program would not have occurred without our next presenter. And I'm going to add this. The success, that you could throw data out there, but the success is really also attributed to the staff in the Student Activity Office. I've been blessed to have a staff that cares, and it's really their sincerity. Their sincerity in who they are when they talk to students and making time for them. Students don't just want to be leaders, they want to be listened to and they want to be loved. And this lady is one of those people that does that for us. Miss Natalie Gamble.
Thank you, Doug. Good evening, Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, and members of the board. Thank you for allowing us to speak tonight about the Southeast Campus Student Activities, Student Leadership Academy. I love working with this program because I get to work with students that are kind, hardworking, and driven. As much as I encourage them, they encourage me. Some of the students are here with us tonight. Will you please stand? With the support and encouragement from my coworkers, director, vice president, and president, I feel like they provide me with a blank canvas each semester, and the students provide the colorful ideas for projects, community service projects, and it provides a beautiful collaboration. And I can't forget about continuing ed and the faculty that all bring their expertise to the program to give to the students. So it feels really good to connect them with people and resources that can really help them with their needs. To give you a little more information about the program, we have created a video for you to watch. The Student Leadership Academy provides an opportunity for students to improve their leadership, social, and communication skills. Through the program, the students become more involved on campus and in the community. The Student Leadership Academy is special because of the faculty and staff from the Southeast Campus that volunteer their time. They bring care and expertise to the sessions provided in the program. Student Leadership Academy students are asked to participate in at least 4 hours of these courses. They benefit by receiving partial continuing ed credit and networking with other students, faculty, and staff.
Now I am a campus ambassador and also the president of SGA, Student Government Association. The reason why I transit from one place to another is just the skills that I developed from this class, a leadership academy, that helped me to know, I could, manage my time and know how to balance my school and my extracurricular activities, because statistics actually shows that students who participate in activities going on in school, extracurricular activities, they tend to complete their education and actually stay. And so that's it's actually working.
The Student Leadership Academy also requires participants to volunteer at least 10 hours of their time per semester working in the community.
And I was really impressed with the way that these were students that, a lot of times you go to class and people just kind of keep their head down and do their work, go home, they don't want to be involved with anything. But all of these students were really involved, which I found to be really exciting. And through the Democracy Commitment, we found that the Student Leadership Academy is a great way to get a huge pool of volunteers. And we've also found it to be a great way to network with other student clubs and organizations so that we can get a lot of different groups involved in one project, and it just makes it really impressive.
Students who complete 4 classes in the Student Leadership Academy receive a Level 1 Leadership Certification. Students who complete 8 classes in the Student Leadership Academy receive a Level 2 Leadership Certification. They are then invited to apply to be a campus ambassador. Students graduate from the Student Leadership Academy with a portfolio of work and completion certificates, an awareness of their potential to lead in their school and community, and a network of peers and faculty to support them through school. These students go on to support other organizations.
In the self-awareness class, there was a exercise that we did that was awesome, and it was tactile. It was something that you could put your hands on and feel, and so it was a reminder for me that being aware as a leader that there are different leadership styles, and everybody does not lead like you, everybody does not communicate like you. So I got that information. I was very excited about it, and so I took it back to the Phi Theta Kappa, our officers team, because I thought we would benefit from it greatly, just so we would function better as a team.
The Student Leadership Academy makes a difference in the lives of our student leaders. They volunteer to join this program, and upon completion, they are prepared to lead in other organizations, in the community, and with other academic opportunities. Now I would like to introduce to you a product of this program, Linda Lee. She has played a major role in the group projects that bring together a majority of the clubs and organizations for community projects. Linda graduated from Tarrant County College in 2014 and is now attending the University of North Texas. Thank you.
Good evening, Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, and members of the board. In fall of 2012, what lured me to join Student Leadership Academy was having the opportunity to collaborate with other like-minded individuals who all wanted to grow as leaders and give back to the world. My favorite classes were self-awareness and problem-solving. The self-awareness class taught me the type of leadership style I have, which led to my understanding of how to collaborate with other student leaders and coworkers. As for problem solving, I learned how to use I statements instead of you to effectively resolve issues in my personal and professional life. Aside from participating in classes, I lend a hand at my campus and community. I have participated in Habitat for Humanity and the Arlington Life Shelter, and helped start the idea of creating the Women's Appreciation Dinner with Natalie. Through these volunteer experiences, it opened up my eyes. As student leaders, we are working together to better those lives who need our help in our community, a cycle of giving and receiving. Overall, I'm grateful for joining Student Leadership Academy because of the friendships I gained and how it has molded me into who I am today, a compassionate, dedicated, and diligent young woman. Wherever passion lies, big things happen. That is what Student Leadership Academy has to offer. Thank you. Next, I would like to introduce Martina Mapa, who graduated from TCC in 2013 and is attending University of Texas in Arlington.
Good evening, Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, and the members of the board. I not only stand here before you as a product of the Tarrant County College District, but also a product of the Leadership Academy at the Southeast Campus. I was truly blessed to have met all the members of the Student Activities Office when I started TCC, which led me to being part of all these clubs and organizations. The Leadership Academy in particular was the program that allowed me to develop into the leader that I am today. I was part of the accolade class of the program back in the days before they had all these fancy blazers that they're wearing. I was actually complaining to Dr. Coppola. I was like, that wasn't fair. I not only discovered myself as a leader, but I also learned skills that would help me in the outside world, like conflict resolution. I was groomed into the young woman that I am today through programs like the Leadership Program. I was taught skills that I still use today many years later after completing the program, like resume building skills. I have been blessed beyond measure through the resume that I have built through the assistance of programs like these. I am currently in my last semester at UT Arlington, preparing to graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science and a minor in Business Administration. And I am also in the process of being considered for automatic admission to the Doctorate of Physical Therapy program at UT Southwestern. I wouldn't be half the student or leader that I am today if it wasn't for Tarrant County College and the programs such as these that they offer to students. As I move on to other things, I hope that you will continue to support these programs so that they may make an impact in other students' lives, including my little sister who just moved to Texas from Dublin, Ireland, and is currently enrolled to start at TCC this spring. To be a leader is not only leading others, but being able to touch lives, make a difference, and plant seeds in order to create more leaders in the community for the future. Thank you.
In closing, we want to thank the board for your continued support. It's because of your support that wonderful programs such as this exist and thrive. These students you've heard and seen have done amazing things, and they've got great knowledge and skills from this program. And as you've just heard from Martina, they take it with them when they move on. So at this time, we'll answer any questions that you might have.
Who are the folks? Who are all these other folks back here? Come on, yeah. This is
This evening, we have campus ambassadors with us and some past Academy graduates. In the back, matter of fact, you might have seen some of our ambassadors at our graduation ceremonies. Phillips in the back, and a number of our ambassadors were there.
So
We do have a drawing we'd like to show. Okay. Bring it on up. He's our ambassador, soon-to-be ambassador. He's in the Leadership Academy right now, and he's our resident artist. And do you want to? Let's have you explain this. This would be great.
Thank you, Ms. Howley, Ms. Appleman, and members of the board. This is a drawing that I drew for Ms. Natalie. She requested a drawing for Student Leadership Academy, but she didn't really say specifically what she wanted. She just wanted basically a logo for Student Leadership Academy. And, you know, me being an artist and all, and, sorry, I like to draw a lot. I got really creative with it, and I wanted it to be 3 pictures. The first picture, I wanted it to be seeds. The seeds represents the students, and they start off on the ground. Now, on top of the soil is rocks. Those rocks represent obstacles that these students might face as they grow. And in the next picture, it says leadership. Now, these seeds are fully grown and they become trees, and you know they're very beautiful and scenic. And in the third picture, academy, those trees have now been turned into the bridge that is used for other students to cross over to the other side.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing.
Bill, if you could get all your students back here so that we can get a picture of them along with you. And while they're coming, I tell you, Dr. Coppola, they are very, very impressive. Very impressive. You should be. Show the love, show the love.
You know, I bet if we put this in front of our computers, then you won't block your face. Let's put it up here.
Come on, guys. We've done this before, but I'll let you. We're close.
This place right here. Really close. As if we haven't done. Sure. Okay. All right. I don't want to block you guys.
Well, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so very much.
Thanks. Good to see you. Looking good and prosperous.
Thank you all. That gives fresh meaning to our work here at the table. And we appreciate you coming out tonight and sharing your story with us.
By the way, Madam President, the other night I was at a basketball game for UTA. I've only met one Coppola in my life, and on the little Alabama team. It's in the starting point guard, Bill Coppola.
Really?
You have grown so tall.
We'll move move on with the business of the board as soon as we get our screens back here, and approve the minutes of the meeting of November 20th, 2014. May I have a motion to do so? You received them in your packet this week.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill, seconded by Mr. Heed. Any discussion? All those in favor, aye. Any opposed? There really isn't a consent agenda, so we'll move on to committee reports. Mr. Carter, Audit and Finance.
We have not met since our last session. We made a report. You recall the last board meeting on the annual audit, and we have not met since then.
Governance, we met to plan tonight's agenda. Nothing further. Institutional planning, Mrs. Vandergriff.
Okay, do we have the minutes?
Yes, they are at our place.
Oh, I didn't know for the public consumption, but yes, IP committee met on December 9th at the Northeast campus, right after the holiday luncheon that was just lovely, and Dr. Gobin was gracious enough to let us use his office and his round table. I felt like the Knights of the Round Table with 17 of us around there really being productive. And not only was the IP committee there, but a host of people. Dr. Gobin has created a task force, as you say, or committee, to look at all the options, opportunities, and academics regarding the performing arts facility. So before that, we did have a closed session, which we'll tell you about in closed session this evening. However, the minutes that are before you really give you a detailed view of what we talked about. I think the best thing out of this, under Dr. Gobin's leadership and our administration and even the board members, is we've really invited a lot of stakeholders. And so this is going to be just an iconic, beautiful facility. And we had a lovely tour between the town center at North Richland Hills as well as the Northeast campus. So, you know, things are really happening, and thank you for your leadership. And you know what? Actually, with that little thing going, you have a little Knights vibe going on. It looks great. But anyway, thank you so much. And the IP committee and the board recognizes that all the information that comes our way, there's a lot of time and talent behind that. So thank you, Margaret, and facilities, and everybody who's involved, because it is a big deal, and we just appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions? I think the meeting at the end of the minutes scheduled for the 13th was canceled and will be rescheduled, right? 50th anniversary report. Dr. Morrison?
Well, my first impression remains true, that Tarrant County College is indeed a great institution with wonderful employees, and it is a great place to work and learn. Madam President, fellow board members, Madam Chancellor, and friends, when the tagline "Success Within Reach" was created, it's likely that the primary thought was to our 100,000 students, or even to the millions who over the past 50 years have achieved personal success here at Tarrant County College. However, that same opportunity for success has existed for our wonderful, dedicated employees. Over the years, many have forged successful careers here at TCC and beyond. And board members, too, over the years have shared that success as public servants. This has been a great entity to be a part of and to have successful public service. A case in point, Madam Chancellor, is the stellar work that our employees have created in relation to the 50th anniversary or the Jubilee celebration for Tarrant County College. Taking the ideas, suggestions, and even hints of many, employees have developed a very detailed and well-rounded plan, which I'm certain will meet everyone's approval. Now, as I present this, I was reminded that for each one of us, for however long we've been here, we are responsible for whatever TCC is or what it is not. And I'm reminded, too, that as we forge ahead to the next 50 years, we have to be reminded that this is not just another day at work, not just another board meeting, not just an agenda with items to approve or disapprove, but we are either adding to or detracting from an actual legacy. So let us be reminded that every day counts. And over the past 50 years, success has indeed been in reach here at Tarrant County College. And if you don't believe me, I'd like you to just take a few minutes to review the 50th anniversary video, which our staff has worked on, and then I'll come back with a few other ideas.
In the very beginning, and this was a part of the election process, we talked about multiple campuses. And we wanted to get it as close to people as we possibly could. We didn't want to have one big institution that was trying to serve the community. We realized that if the community was going to be served, it had to have educational resources close to home.
When the college voted bonds, or the community voted bonds to build this college in 1965, I was teaching at Northside High School. And I was good friends with a man downtown named Lee Goodman, who was president of the Downtown Fort Worth Association. I told him that day, I want to teach at Tarrant County Junior College.
Well, you know, the purpose of all community colleges statutorily in Texas is to do remediation and vocational training. That's the reason they were created. Certainly, Mr. Rushing was a pivotal influence. He gave the college its start, so to speak. He introduced Tarrant County College.
Actually, it was during the first years of its existence, I guess back in 67, 68, I was a student, one of the new students at the new campus, and I enjoyed being involved with the new opportunity because I really did not know if I was going to go to college or not. So my first experience was at the South Campus here, and it was called Tarrant County Junior College at that time.
We were the pioneers for Tarrant County College, and we had a great deal of freedom, academic freedom. It was in the 60s, and people thought in a variety of ways, and that was permissible and considered good.
I'm a native of Fort Worth, and I remember when the first campus opened. I graduated from high school in 68, and it opened in 65 with Chancellor Rushing, whose daughter was a friend of mine. And I've been to TCC, and so has my husband, and my children all went here, saved us major bucks. And in the last 50 years, they've just done an incredible job. People can learn nearly anything at the community college.
Well, I think the first thing that the college did was they got the support of the community, because I've always felt like that for the most part Tarrant County people have really seen the value in the college, and they've really supported us.
Tarrant County College can be described as an extended family. I think all of my experiences with Tarrant County College, as I met new people and the very helpful professors that were there, it made me feel like I needed to be there and I belonged there. And I think anyone who comes to Tarrant County College will have that same feeling. As Fort Worth has grown, so has the campus and the college grown. And Tarrant County College feels like just part of the family. And it's the next step.
I started at TCC right after high school. I went through a certification program for respiratory care, and that really launched my career into the hospital. If it wasn't for TCC being there, soon after I graduated high school, I really would not be where I am today.
The rapid growth, I think, can be tied back to that affordability and accessibility component. We have 5 beautiful on-site campuses, another dozen or so off-site in community centers and community libraries and out at Alliance Airport. And we just recently added TCC Connect with it, which is online distance learning.
The reason I've stayed here at the community college is because it's just you can have such an impact on people's lives to make their lives better. We welcome everybody. We don't care where you are, who you are. We welcome you.
A person can come here and do their first 2 years of school, but the thing that comes home to you is if they didn't have that community college available to them, they might not be able to start the journey.
Greatness. And the greatness is spread across the whole community. And it gets into places that you normally wouldn't think it would get to. So it's been tremendous growth, and I like the things I see that this institution has done.
You know, this is their 50th anniversary, and the purpose of Tarrant County College has morphed in the last 50 years, but their real purpose is to provide a quality level of education, but also to help us at the city provide a great workforce and workforce development for our businesses so that the city continues to grow, and the college has done an excellent job doing that.
The purpose of TCC, Tarrant County College, is to provide access and opportunity for students, particularly in Tarrant County.
It is a neighborhood. It's a part of the neighborhood. I believe that if someone had never heard of Tarrant County College before, the best way to describe it, it is a neighborhood. It's a neighbor.
Education has traditionally been the ladder up and out for generations of Americans. To me, it is at the heart of the American dream.
TCC has expanded its role within the community, and while it still stays to that basic purpose, I think it takes on many roles in the community now.
I would describe Tarrant County College as an opportunity to seek higher education or to gain gainful employment, to teach you how to not make a minimum wage and to be able to support your family and to also pay back to the community.
We have a partnership with Tarrant County College, and that is to form our early college high school program. TEA, the Texas Education Agency, authorized that last year. So we have inaugurated 54 freshmen at Everman High School, and they are also receiving dual credit through TCC Connect and will ultimately go to TCC South to get their associate's degree. We're very excited about it.
Our mantra at the Chamber is economics and education. And when we look at those two things, we think that's what will liberate a lot of our constituency. This college has a lot of educational themes that turn into economic opportunities.
I think Tarrant County College is integral to the success of our entire community, not just any one city, but working all together. Tarrant County College has really infused themselves throughout every aspect of life throughout through the community and all of Tarrant County, so we're really proud to be part of that.
The Fire Academy offers just a wide array of training for firefighters. So whether it's paid or volunteer, they are able to go out and do scenario-based training, and I don't know anywhere else that you can do that.
Partnerships in the community are immensely important. It gives a whole new meaning to the words, it takes a village.
TCJC, or Tarrant County Junior College, graduated from being a junior college to a community college, Tarrant County College, of course. And I'm surprised at all of the different outlets and campuses they have around town. And more surprising yet is that each one of them are full to capacity.
Thinking of the fact that they are celebrating their 50th anniversary, it makes you realize how much they have grown, how they now do so much more than I think anyone originally thought. It was more originally like a neighborhood campus that served maybe a small number of students. Now it is really seen as development for employers. It develops our future workforce. They have expanded into very niche services like healthcare and aviation, way beyond what was originally dreamed, I think.
The future for higher education is very exciting indeed, because what we're doing now is we're looking at workforce needs.
It takes a community to educate a person or to make sure that they succeed. So by seeing all that is happening in our community and seeing the students that come, just walking in through these doors and their hunger to succeed and get their education, I think we're meeting our mission and our vision through Tarrant County College.
When I first came to TCC years ago, we got about 75%, let's say, of our funding from the state, and today we have less than 30%. This is the challenge that we have in terms of what we're going to look at in the future, because everybody in education is hurting for money. And so the vision is there. The question is, are we going to be able to have the nerve to jump off that cliff, so to speak, to carry out that vision, because it costs.
An education in this country has to be lifelong, because there is so much technology, there's so much change in our society today, that if we don't have an institution that people can plug back into, whatever their age, whatever their need, then we're going to fall behind.
As we move forward into the future, the Energy Technology Center at TCC South is going to be a vibrant, essential part of our community, and it's going to be a fabulous facility that will put more success within reach.
Success within reach.
Success within reach.
Success within reach.
It is appropriate for us to pause and say thank you, community. Thank you, students. And a very special thanks to you, faculty and staff, for the wonderful gifts that you have given to Tarrant County College District so that we may serve our students. Your support translates into great knowledge for our students, who in turn give that knowledge back to our community.
Thank you, team. What a wonderful view and a wonderful way to begin the year. We have seen views of our campuses and facilities that some of us have never seen before, but through the eyes of the camera, they are truly amazing, as we know that all of our facilities are. And we're so grateful to everyone that has worked and has had a part in this and continues to have a part in it, Madam Chancellor. It's indeed an honor for me just to share a little bit of a few details about some of the work that has been done by our wonderful staff. The website is complete and will go live soon. The 50th anniversary logo, which you saw, has been finalized and will be distributed accordingly. Finally, we're going to have a mace. The company has been selected, and we will have that after 50 years. I think it's about time. There will be items, commemorative items, that will be shared with the community. The flags have been defined and ordered. Proclamations are being sought from appropriate entities. And we have an idea for a bond, B-O-N-D, burning request. And of course, the campus planning committees are well underway. And an example of some of the things are they're encouraging student work that focuses on what was happening in 65, incorporating writing and research, etc., projects, music presentations, etc. There will be the unearthing of the South Campus time capsule and a dedication of a South Campus history room. And a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Energy Technology Building will happen during this anniversary year. And of course, all of this costs money. So if Dr. Joe McIntosh is here, I would like for him to come and just tell us a little bit about his results toward fundraising efforts. Dr. McIntosh of the TCC Foundation.
Well, Board and Dr. Morrison, Chancellor Hadley, really it's more of your news. We're just get to be the conduit to share what the community friends and partners want to do to get to participate, to say thank you Tarrant County College for 50 years of great outreach and mission in this community. Tonight we'd like to announce that the official sponsors for the 50th Golden Jubilee anniversary of Tarrant County College are, in fact, I think you have the news. Why don't you share that?
I'll let you share it, Joe. You
Well,
worked
all right. I've
so
got
hard
it here.
on this.
All right. The official sponsors are Chase, Freese and Nichols, GCA, and Weaver LLP. And these four sponsors are primarily funding the efforts to say thank you to the community for 50 years of support. And they'll be a part of all the different celebrations all throughout the year. All right?
Great.
Thank you.
Dr. McIntosh, before you leave the podium, would you like to announce the big event in March, please?
Well, thank you. In reviewing this past half century and coming to truly understand the many life-altering ways Tarrant County College has impacted the thousands upon thousands who've passed through its campus doors, sat in classroom seats, accomplished coursework via online instruction, one key benefit to all has been that each student, each individual has had the opportunity through their educational experience to see, experience, and hopefully understand a bigger picture, a bigger view of the world. In essence, that's one of the supreme and ultimate benefits of education, coming to understand, gaining a grasp that this world's not flat. It's larger than my village, my neighborhood, my community, my city, my state, even my own country. Today, more than ever, no longer do we simply talk about our local and national economies, but rather it's the global economy and international global influence. And we've already heard a term used tonight, a true world setting. Ms. Greenhill, I've not even checked, what did the price of oil do today? Down.
I think.
Well, in that vein and spirit, I'm pleased to announce that on March 23rd, the Tarrant County College Foundation Board of Directors is bringing to Tarrant County for a highly significant luncheon event to be held at the Fort Worth Convention Center Ballroom in honor of Tarrant County College's 50th Golden Jubilee year and benefiting TCC Foundation student scholarship and programs. The former Prime Minister and immediate past President of the State of Israel, Shimon Peres. A true world statesman, President Peres is one of only a small handful of people who have ever been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, Congressional Gold Medal, and the Presidential Peace Prize. At this very momentous luncheon event, he'll share his unique insight to current international affairs, education, the Middle East region, its impact on the world, and implications for the world's future leadership. I'm also pleased to announce that we're very gratified to have serving as honorary co-chairs for this very historic occasion U.S. Congresswoman Kay Granger and former Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, the Honorable Jim Wright. I'm pleased to also share with you that Bell Helicopter is very generously supporting this event as presenting sponsor. Additional sponsorship information is available now through the Foundation office, and invitation and ticket information will be available beginning January 26th. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. And you all know that a co-chair for this committee was named, and he has been very hard at work all of these months, Dr. Bill Lace, and he has worked with people all over the city and state developing a pictorial history for the college, and about 250 pictures have been selected, and that book is targeted for a March publication. There will also be a e-book history. He's completed writing up through 2000, and the target date for that publication is July 31st of this year. So thanks, Dr. Lace, for all you're doing, all your many hours of work. And I really want to say thanks to every single one of you who are working very hard to make this a very successful year, launching us into the next 50 years of success within reach. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very exciting time. Lots of moving parts. And the video is very impressive. There is a history online already that it is live. And so if you want to enjoy seeing some fun pictures and a really wonderful narrative, Dr. Lace, thank you. And Ms. Parson, are some of the video team in the room or hiding behind that door that we can acknowledge? And you had so much to do with getting that organized. And thank you. Please let them know how much we enjoyed it. Other comments or questions from the board? All right. And now the really interesting part of our meeting, Mr. Tom Carr, our elections attorney, is with us. And he has a couple of resolutions that we're obliged to hear, read, and vote upon. Welcome,
Exactly.
Tom.
Thank you, Madam President, Madam Chancellor, board members. I am Tom Carr, and for 36 years we've been conducting elections together, and it's always a pleasure to see you guys. You have before you two resolutions tonight. The first one deals with the resolution of calling the election, which is presently scheduled for the second Saturday in May, which is May 9th. Up for election will be districts, single-member districts 1, 2, and 3. And so I will, I guess, turn it over to Mr. Carter. He has a resolution that I have prepared and would request that you consider voting on this evening.
Thank you. I apologize in advance for the length. As you might expect, elections tend to be looked at very precisely by everybody involved, and so you have to dot every little I and T. So if you want to reboot your phone, you can go ahead and start now, and I should be through. On this 15th day of January 2015, the Board of Trustees of the Tarrant County College District convened in regular session with a quorum of members present, and among other proceedings had by said Board of Trustees were the following. Whereas, in accordance with state law, the Board of Trustees adopted a single-member district plan which provides for 7 single-member districts, and whereas on May 9th, 2015, the second Saturday in May 2015, the terms of office of the following trustees of single-member districts will expire, to wit, place 1, 6-year unexpired term or until a successor has been duly elected and qualified. Place 2, 6-year term or until a successor has been duly elected and qualified. Place 3, 6-year term or until a successor has been duly elected and qualified. And whereas the laws of the state of Texas provide that an election for trustees for said college district shall be held on May 9th, 2015, the second Saturday in May, and said laws further provide that said election shall be ordered by the Board of Trustees of said district. So I resolve and hereby order that the Board of Trustees of the Tarrant County College District, in accordance with the local and special laws of the legislature of the state of Texas, the general state laws and local policies pertaining to the election of college trustees, the Board of Trustees for Tarrant County College District does hereby adopt the following order of elections. Be it ordered by the Board of Trustees of Tarrant College District that on May 9th, 2015, there shall be a general election for the purpose of electing 3 members to the Board of Trustees. 1 member shall be elected from single-member District 1 to serve a 6-year term or until a successor has been duly elected and qualified. 1 member shall be elected from single-member District 2 to serve a 6-year term or until a successor has been duly elected and qualified. 1 member shall be elected from single-member District 3 to serve a 6-year term or until a successor has been duly elected and qualified. And Be it further ordered that the members to be elected from single-member District 1 shall be elected by the qualified voters of single-member District 1. Single-member District 2 shall be elected by the qualified voters of single-member District 2. Members shall be elected from single-member District 3 shall be elected by the qualified voters of single-member District 3. And be it further ordered that all candidates seeking election as a member from single-member District 1 must reside within single-member District 1, and all candidates seeking election as a member from single-member District 2 must reside within single-member District 2, and all candidates seeking election as a member from single-member District 3 must reside within single-member District 3. Each candidate must reside in a specific single-member district for 6 months preceding the final date to file for such office. The final date to file is February 27th, 2015, and be it further ordered that every candidate must designate that he or she is a candidate for single-member District 1, single-member District 2, or single-member District 3 on his or her application to become a candidate. Such application shall be filed with the Secretary of the Board or his designee not later than 5 p.m. on the 27th day of February 2015, and be it further ordered that on the second Saturday in May 2015, being the 9th day of May 2015, the election shall be held from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on said day. If no candidate receives a majority of the votes cast for the office for which he or she is a candidate, a runoff election shall be held on the 13th day of June 2015. Only the names of 2 candidates who receive the highest number of votes for the office for which a runoff is required shall be placed on the ballot for such runoff election. And be it further ordered that notice of said election shall be given by publishing the election order in a newspaper in Tarrant County, Texas, and by posting notice of this order of election. Notice shall be posted prior to April 20th, 2015 on the bulletin board used for posting a notice of trustee meetings of the Tarrant County College District. Notice shall be published between the dates of April 9th, 2015 and of April 29th, 2015 in accordance with Section 4.003 Texas Election Code. And be it further ordered that Frank Phillips is hereby appointed early voting clerk. His mailing address is Post Office Box 961011, Fort Worth, Texas, zip code 76161-0011, and whose street address is 2700 Premier Street, Fort Worth, Texas, 76111. Be it further resolved in order that the Board of Trustees of Tarrant County College District shall identify its next regular meeting, the early voting times and location, as well as election day polling location for this trustee election. Each election day site will be located within the college district and will serve as precincts and polling places for those voters in the Tarrant County election precincts which are assigned to said polling place for the May 9th, 2015 Tarrant County College trustee election and any runoff as necessary. I'd like to make that motion, Madam President.
I second it.
Motion by Mr. Carter and seconded by Mr. Greenhill to accept this resolution regarding the order of election. Any discussion, questions? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you. That being the case, we now have a resolution order for election services. Whereas the Tarrant County College District Board of Trustees has ordered trustee elections to take place on May 9th, 2015 for trustees to be elected from single-member districts numbers 1, 2, and 3. And whereas the Texas Election Code Section 31.092 permits the Board of Trustees to enter into contract with the Tarrant County Elections Administrative Office for conducting and supervising a joint election on May 9, 2015. And whereas by entering into a contract for election services, the Tarrant County College District will realize a reduction in expenses in conducting said election should the Tarrant County College District conduct election on its own. Therefore, be it ordered and resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Tarrant County College District 1 that the Tarrant County College District enter into a joint election agreement for election services associated with the May 9, 2015 College Board election member runoff and election and runoff, if any, with the Tarrant County Election Administration, and that said joint election agreement is hereby adopted by this board and college districts for this election together with the procedures and appointments contained therein, and 2, that the Board of Trustees of the Tarrant County College District hereby authorizes Board President Louise Appleman to enter into and sign said joint election agreement and any attachments thereto on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the Tarrant County College District. I'd like to make that motion, Madam President.
Mr. Carter moves to approve the resolution ordering election services. Is there a second? Mr. Heed seconded. Any questions, discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So be it. Thank you, Mr. Carr.
Thank
See
you.
you next month. Moving on to item number 11, consideration and approval of cooperative purchasing network agreement with TD Industries for demolition and installation of 6 air handler units at South Campus Student Center. Mrs. Petty.
Good evening, Ms. Appleman, Chancellor, Board of Trustees. Took the words right out of my mouth. We're looking for these. Both of our items tonight are at our South Campus, where we have a lot of activity going, and I just thought I might mention that Kirby Chadwell, who leads the charge on these large projects, reminded me today that we are just 4 months away. May 1st is what we call our substantial completion date, which is a real estate term with our general contractor that means we're going to be substantially completed, and then we'll have June and July where we'll be moving equipment and furniture in. But that's 4 months away, and it's amazing that after all these years and all the anticipation of this energy technology building coming online, we're right here at the brink of it all. So we're asking you tonight to approve both these. The first item is the item for at the South Campus for the demolition installation of these 6 air handlers. You did approve the purchase of this equipment back in June of 2014, and then this is the installation of those handlers, and it's for $278,304, and we're looking for a motion.
Motion to approve, Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Heed. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye. Any opposed? Approved.
Thank you very much.
Item number 12, consideration and approval of service authorization for additional construction phase services with Freese and Nichols for South Campus Energy Technology Center.
Yes, and this is a few short comments on this. We did the original contract with Freese and Nichols back in 2011 when we anticipated an actual opening in 2014, and for reasons that were internal to the district that made sense for us, we have got construction going over a 2-year period. And then also, you might recall, we had changed our general contractor in the middle of this. We anticipated these extra fees. These are for man hours, and it provides the final man hours for us to get completed and have this project done. And again, the reason that we waited till now to do this is it actually gave us past the midpoint of construction to be able to really look at actual work that was done there and not just anticipate it, but be able to estimate it better. If we'd done this at an earlier point, probably this number would have been larger. So we are looking for you to approve this last man hours for $189,696 with Freese and Nichols to complete our building at the South Campus.
Motion to approve. Mr. Heed, seconded.
Second.
Mr. Greenhill. Although, any discussion, questions?
Just one question.
Sure.
And I'm certainly supportive of your rationale. Can you address the complexities and how the pods evolved?
I can, and if we need more detail, I certainly can bring up Kirby to answer it. But originally, when we were looking at this building, it was one building. And what has evolved is the 4 buildings. And the complexity of that is when you're looking at a contract back in 2011 and you don't know exactly what you're going to be building, you're putting in man hours for what you think you're going to be anticipating building. And so when it became a much more complex project, that impact the work, not only with our design firm and the programming, but also with the general contractor. Does that satisfy, or would you like for Kirby to come up and talk?
Do the pods relate to the academic portion or the...
Kirby, you want to help me here? The pods are, you mean what's in each of the individual pods? I'm going to ask
what's
Kirby
their purpose?
Okay, that's a good question.
Good evening. To some degree, yes, the pods are divided functionally. There's a couple of the pods that have predominantly labs. There's a couple of the pods that have predominantly classrooms. But what really led to the process of the scheduling the way it currently is, if we were building one big building, you would be going through one set of processes, one set of submittals, etc. The schedule was such that we could have done that for the 4 pods, but there's no way we could have made the schedule that we needed to make. So through a series of workshops we had with the general contractor and our design team, it was decided to essentially do 4 buildings that ultimately all rolled together. So we'll punch out of the first building before the 4th building is done. At the end of the day, you won't know the difference because it looks like one big building.
Okay.
So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor of approving item number 12, the additional construction phase services, please say aye. Any opposed?
See, that's why I have people smarter than me around me to
Always,
make it all work. Thank you
always.
very much for your
Thank
support.
you.
And we look forward to seeing you at the groundbreaking.
Yes. Item number 13, consideration and approval of indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contracting method for project delivery and approval of hazardous waste disposal trade contractors for a period of 2 years. Mr. McClendon.
Good evening, Madam Chancellor, Madam Chairman, boards. It's always a great pleasure to bring all these requests to you. I am...
Especially one that says none after the dollar sign.
Anyways, hazardous waste material disposal. We request approval to use an indefinite delivery and indefinite quantity IDIQ contracting method and approval of a pool of hazardous waste material contracts for a period of 2 years. We issued an RFP for the qualifications and selections of hazardous waste contractors. We received 7 responses, and those responses were evaluated using the criteria posted in the RFP. The evaluation committee recommends the top 5 firms based on a score to participate in the pool. The 5 firms recommended are Stericycle Environmental Solutions, Trade B Environmental Services, Universal Environmental Services, Ventrix Environmental Services, and Green Plant, Inc. 60% of the pool consists of MWBE firms. Any contract initiated from this pool that exceeds $100,000 would be brought to this body for their consideration. We recommend your approval for this pool and the IDIQ method of delivery. If you have any further questions, Mr. Herndon is available here to answer.
Motion to approve?
Hopefully we won't need any disturbance.
Really.
Very much to approve.
Mr. Carter moves to approve. Is there a second? Second. Mrs. Vandergrift. Questions, discussion? All those in favor, aye. Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 14, the consideration and approval of an agreement with Redbird Flight Simulations, Inc. to purchase flight simulators for the Northwest Campus Professional Pilot Program.
Again, we request your approval to purchase the Redbird flight simulators at a total cost of $209,600 for the professional pilot program. These simulators will be used to increase the level of student training, proficiency, while also reducing the cost to students. The administration recommends that your approval for this purchase from the Red flight simulators at a total cost of $209,600. If you have any further questions, Mr. Herndon is here from purchasing, and Mr. McCourt from the professional pilot program would be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Mr. Herndon, why don't you come forward, please? I think there are some questions. So let's have a motion to approve, and then we'll introduce Mr. Heed, a second. Dr. Morrison, we have some questions.
Yeah, actually I do. I did some exhaustive research on flight simulators, which is to say that I went to Google for 30 seconds. This contract basically says this is the only provider for this particular service. When I did my exhaustive 30-second Google research, I found 10 or 12 flight stimulation companies almost right away, plus an article that said that there's a glut of flight stimulation manufacturers' equipment right now. So I'm wondering if this is really the only provider, or I understand that you're looking for one simulator that's for 2 pilots and one that's for helicopters, and we already have one which is for single pilots. Is the one that we have now the same company?
It is a Redbird, yes.
Okay, so I got to say I dislike it very much when I see contracts that show up that say this is the only one that in the world and we can do it, then we need to do this one. So I'm wondering if we're doing this because we just happen to like Redbird flight simulators, or if indeed, in fact, some of these are Google lied to me, and which has happened.
I'll try to address most of that. I did myself a Google search. Most of what I found were software-based. They weren't really equipment, but I'm not going to, I'm sure you probably could have come across a few. When we bought our original one, we actually went through the RFP process. We developed specifications for our need. We reached out to several companies that we felt like could do it, but at the end of the day, we only got one bid, and that was from Redbird. Now that we have Redbird in our program, my understanding from the department is the continuity for faculty and things like that. So that's the reason I reviewed and considered their request for sole source in this particular case.
So it's not the only one available, it's just the one you like?
It is consistent with our current program that we're using.
I'll take that as a no. Okay.
Right.
So another product or another brand would not be complementary to the equipment we currently have? We needed to stay with this?
I don't believe it would. If you would like to talk to Mr. McCourt, do you want to discuss the functionality of this equipment and how you're using it and the importance of it?
At the price point of this simulator, when we went out there and looked, there's no other company offering a motion simulator. There's a lot of stationary simulators, but these are motion simulators. So at that price point and staying consistent so that our instructors and our students have the same product through all of their training was the reason we were considering the Redbird.
I would suggest that in the future, when you have a situation similar to this, that you write your specifications more specific, I guess I should say, because there are nuances that come into play when you start getting into technical equipment, especially when you're looking for continuity in the study. Your students study as they go through the program. And I can understand if you go to Google, I do my very exhaustive research too, and go back and look and find that it's not quite what they say, or it's not quite this, so they don't quite understand. But I can see where the general public could be misled into thinking that we were misleading them.
Yes, ma'am.
Because of the way something was written. So I've discussed this with Mike, and I'm comfortable with what he has presented here today, Mr. Carter. But if you would like for us to go back and take a look at something else, we'll be happy to do that.
No, I think we're prepared to have a vote on it, yes or no. I just think that when you tell somebody that you're it, you're the only one we want, that you put yourself at a disadvantage, and you also do a disservice to the competitive bidding process. And this decision may be absolutely the correct one. Like I say, anytime you show up and you say, this is the only one for us, and this is the one we want, and we don't want to hear it from anybody else, then I guess I get suspicious right away. Because I think basically what I'm hearing is this is what we like, so it's what we want.
And very often it is what we like. You're absolutely right about that. However, we're obliged by law to make sure that we follow all the rules and regulations, and even though it may be something that we really like, unless we can justify it, we don't have a right to get it. So I'm standing on the word of all these professionals over here who tell me they've crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's, and based upon that information, they're willing to go with this. If that's not still the case, Mike, let me know.
And we'll... I went through a process. I go through a process when I have a request like this, and it's more often than not, I turn these type things down. But when I go through a conversation with the department to understand what their need is and why it's important that they stay with a consistent piece of equipment and things like that, those are the things that I consider when I either approve or reject that. And they made a good case to me, so I felt comfortable with it at the time.
So, Madam President and Madam Chancellor and General Counsel, would it be perhaps in order to revise the wording of the recommendation that simply add based on instructional needs of the program, this is identified as the best source of the equipment rather than being the sole source of the equipment? And my question would be that I want clarity on to ensure is that providing this equipment from this provider enhances the instructional program for students and instruction and does not inhibit it.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Well, Joe would have to
address that specifically about the enhancement to students. I can tell you, in talking with them, it will save the students substantially in the cost of their flight out.
It's part of the memo. If you'll check your attached material, those words are actually in place in the memo.
Okay.
And the letter, my understanding, the way I read the letter from Mr. Clifford, the sales rep, is that because we were already using Redbird products, their company was the only one we could turn to continue using that brand. Is that
That's correct.
a correct
This is from the
understanding?
manufacturer that
Yeah.
makes that product.
So to go to another source would be to mix and match, so to speak, different brands. And
That is correct.
Right, I understand that. So if you're saying it's part of the record, then that's fine. What we know is that people will come back and back check us. So we just want to make sure that the reasoning is there. It sounds perfectly reasonable to me, but I just want to be sure that it's there for future reference. Thank you very much. Call the
other
question.
questions or discussion? You ready for the vote? All those in favor of approving item number 14 to purchase flight simulators for the Northwest Campus Professional Pilot Program, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Carter. Thank you all. All right, Mr. McClendon, while you're there,
All right.
we're ready for our monthly financial report.
Okay, this is the highlight of the evening. Okay.
Mr. Carr, I'm sorry. Upstage you tonight.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Teasing you. I said Mr. Carr upstaged you
Oh,
tonight.
okay. All right. So, okay. December 2014 financial statements. We have, so far we have done 4 months of financial statements, and that comes out to about 33% of our expenditures. That means we're typically looking at items that are greater than 40%, okay? And so we would like to look at our revenue first. There you go. Okay, so if we look at our revenue, nothing unusual to report. We received $76 million in tax revenue. These funds will be used to fund our operations. So therefore, that is why we're sitting on a 50.1%. So again, this is a fantastic place to be. We know what our revenue is. It is right on target, and life is good. Okay. So now we would like to look at our expenses. We've looked at all the items, and so I wanted to, we look at every single item every month, and anything that is above 40%, we discuss it within ourselves, and we also have different departments express to us where they are. And there is nothing there that we have not seen, and basically it's either encumbrances or prepaids. So at the quarter of the year, there's nothing that concerns us enough, or anything that we would want to bring to you. When we look at the total expenses, we should be at 33%. We're right now at 38%. So with prepaids and encumbrances, I think that is a fairly expectable ratio. We have nothing there that we want to discuss. However, should the board want to ask on any line item, we're happy to discuss it at any time.
Questions?
All right, so now we should go to our investment portfolio. And if we, as we mentioned before, we did get $76 million. And when you look at your $76 million, it's all sitting in the investment pools. And so one of the questions that I'm sure that you have burning on your tongue is why you leave it in your pools instead of taking it into our securities. Well, the reason we have done that is because if we were to take it into the securities, and we would need this money for operations, when we take it out before their maturity, you would actually lose money. So it's actually better to keep them into the total investment. So our cash position from November has gone from $197 million to right now we're sitting on $259 million. And if we look at our spread, it is a little bit better. Nothing to to rave about, but nevertheless, we are looking at the 13-week T-bill is about an 80 basis points, and the 26-week is 75 basis points, and I think certainly the economy is improving at a very, very slow pace. Any questions on the investment sheet?
Are we restricted by law to these kinds of investments?
Mr. Heed, I will answer that question. I am restricted to the policy that you approved.
Okay.
And so you set the parameters on the kind of investments that we can do. And that is, and typically those investments are U.S. government-backed investments. It's typically what city and state governments and things. But you're the one who established what we can approve. So we are, yes, to answer your question, absolutely. We're very set to the type of investments we can do, and we typically use government-backed investments because there is no better support than, in other words, if the federal government was to default, we would have bigger problems in the default than we would have on our cash position. And so that is why we take very secure positions in our cash.
Okay. Thank you.
But the bottom line to that, though, Mr. Heed, is that this board approves the policy.
Right.
And we are bound to follow the policy that you set. And you set your policy based upon state laws.
The reason I asked that, I met a lady that is the manager of the pension fund for all the United Nations, and she manages $70 billion in funds, and she told me that she doubled the asset in 5 years, which is just blew my mind. I mean, you can't do that with this kind of investment, and it had to be a lot more risk. So I was just asking that question because it had to be policy.
No, she doesn't do this kind of investment.
No, she can't. There's no way. But it's very interesting.
And Mr. Heed, Mr. Heed, I doubt if state law would allow us to do the kind that she does.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Any other questions of Mr. McClendon? Thank you very much. Chancellor's report. You have some new folks to introduce to us.
Well, yes, thank you, Madam President and board members. I'm going to call on KELT members who have all these wonderful new or recycled. Well, a lot of us around here are recycled people, you know. I mean, we were in one place at one time, and then we're in another place at another time, and another place. So that's a good word. There's nothing wrong with being a recycled person. Is that right, Dr. Elva? You're recycled. So the first person I'm going to call on is Dr. Bill Coppola.
Thank you, Chancellor Hadley, President Hoppe, members of the board. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael DuPont as the new Director of Counseling and Advising at the Southeast Campus. I started this evening by thanking Dr. Jordan, and I want to thank Dr. Jordan again, because Dr. DuPont comes to us from the South Campus, where he serves as the Assistant Director of Counseling and Advising. Dr. DuPont's 28 years of experience includes working with school districts, colleges, universities, MHMR centers, state institutions, and counseling clinics. He recently served as the lead license specialist in school psychology in Grand Prairie ISD and Arlington ISD. His particular focus has been on strengthening family resilience and guiding students to reach their goals and achievement. Dr. DuPont has served as supervisor mentor to mental health professionals and provided clinical and administrative support and guidance to them. He has presented at major conferences and training seminars on a variety of topics that dealt with managing stress, assessment, building strategies for intervention, supporting classrooms and home environments, and building relationships when working with children with developmental disabilities. Dr. DuPont earned his Ph.D. in family therapy from Texas Women's University. He holds a Master's of Science degree in counseling and psychology from Angelo State University. And he is licensed as a licensed marriage and family therapist and licensed specialist in school psychology. He has taught as an adjunct psychology instructor at the Northwest Campus for 13 years. Dr. DuPont has also taught as an adjunct professor for Texas Wesleyan University and Tarleton State University, teaching in the Graduate Counseling and Psychology program. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Michael DuPont into his new role.
Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, and board members, thank you, Dr. Coppola. I'm really excited and grateful for this opportunity. I am recycled. I love it here at TCC, so of all of my roles, I've just really enjoyed being here. So the South Campus has really welcomed me, opened their hearts and their arms, and I work with a great team, so Southeast. Well, South did first, yeah. South did it first, and then Southeast. I mean, it's a great team. So there you go. No, but I'm excited, and it's a great team. So thank you for the opportunity.
Dr. DuPont,
Yes, ma'am.
we can tell that you're a recycler. You didn't even wait for the invitation to speak.
Oh, I apologize. I just wanted to get you guys.
Thank you. We're glad you're here.
Thank you so much.
The next presenter would have been Dr. Tahita Fulkerson this evening, except for the passing of her mother. Some of you have not heard that, but she lost her mother early this morning, and our hearts and prayers and thoughts go out to her. She's had a big struggle making sure that she did everything that she could do to keep her mom comfortable and happy. So in her place tonight is the very able Dr. Brian Stewart, who is going to introduce the new person on the Trinity River campus. Welcome, Dr. Stewart. And
Good
you may speak.
Thank you. I was going to ask. President Appleman, Chancellor Hadley, it's really good to see you, Board of Members, Trustees. This is not a recycled employee. We're very proud at Trinity River and delighted to welcome Troy Marin. He's our new Director of Health Sciences. Troy is a community college product. He began his studies at Houston Community College, earning an AAS in radiography and then a certificate in computed tomography from Galveston Community College. He went on to complete his BS in Radiological Sciences at Midwestern State University, then an MBA from Texas Woman's University, and is now pursuing his PhD in higher education from Texas Tech University. His professional experiences includes work both in the field and in higher education. He was a tech assistant in radiography at Texas Children's Hospital in Houston, a computed tomography tech at Herman Memorial Hospital Medical Center, the lead weekend CT tech at Houston Methodist Hospital, and then joined Galveston College as an assistant professor, program director, and clinical instructor. Troy taught CT and X-ray students and supervised the nuclear medicine, radiation therapy, and MR clinic students. Troy was also a leader in faculty governance, chairing the Student Affairs Committee and serving as the president of the Faculty Senate. Trinity River is proud of our growing and much lauded healthcare profession division, and these programs deserve top quality leadership, and we have it with Troy. So, Troy, welcome to Trinity River.
Welcome. Would you like to have a word or two? Is that a dissertation you got in front of you?
Being that I'm allowed to
You're not going to
speak,
read all that, are you?
I had front and back pages, but I was told to cut it down, so I will do just that.
Welcome.
Go ahead, please.
Welcome.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be here. I was told to keep it short. I'm going to give you a brief where I'm from. I'm originally from New Orleans. Outside of New Orleans, I'm a Texas transplant. I don't know the time limit when you actually become considered native, if that ever happens or not, but 15 years, getting close. At Trinity River, we have a lot going on, and growth seems to be the ideal words. And throughout my interview process with Dr. Folks and Dr. Stewart and my current dean, Joe Cameron, the focus is on the future, just like everything else is, and which programs that we might be able to offer in the near future. After our first meeting, we came out with a list of 15. But the first top 5 that we would like to see immediately or in a quick launch in order to bring more opportunities for our constituents is a credit program for computed tomography, a 16-credit program, the implementation of a PET-CT program throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which there is not currently any in place. Also, we mentioned sonography, neurologic study program, and leadership for allied health. And I had a phone call this week from one of our constituents, and I asked her permission to address the board in her name. Mrs. Brown gave me a good welcome to the new position and demands or requests support from the board members on continuing to grow allied health with a sonography program. So we would really look forward to your continued support and growing our division even larger. Excuse me. Thank you.
So the word is request, right?
Request your support. Loving financial hugs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Dr. LeBlanc is next.
Good evening, Mrs. Hadley, Mrs. Appleman, and board members. It is my pleasure to introduce Chris Helge. He has accepted the position of Director of Library Services for the Tarrant County College Northwest Campus. He earned a Doctor of Jurisprudence in Law at South Texas College of Law. He also has a Master of Library Science from the University of North Texas, a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and Religion from Baylor University, and is currently completing his dissertation to earn a PhD in Interdisciplinary Information Science at the University of North Texas. While serving at the University of North Texas, he assisted as the Scholarly Communications Librarian and advised students, faculty, administration, and other academic stakeholders regarding copyright, open access, licenses, contracts, and other legal issues. I thought that'd make you happy. He also served as a member of the Quality Enhancement Plan at the University of North Texas, so he understands all the good work that's taking place here. Prior to UNT, he served at Texas Wesleyan University as a professor and librarian. He also served as a reference librarian at Baylor University School of Law and has several publications. Among them is the book titled The Teaching Librarian Web 2.0, Technology and Legal Aspects. Chris currently serves as the chair of the Constitution and Bylaws Committee for the Southwestern Association of Law Libraries, the chair of the Texas Library Association District 7, and as a member of the Research Instruction and Patron Services Special Interest Section of the American Association of Law Libraries. Please help me welcome Chris Helge.
Welcome, Dr. Hager. We're glad to have you here. You have a short word for us?
Yes, ma'am.
No, please. Say.
Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, members of the board, I appreciate the opportunity for y'all entrusting me to provide efficient access to reliable information to our students, staff, and faculty in the greater TCC community to continue to evaluate, critique, and obtain modern and cutting-edge technologies in our library for the community, and to engage the general community, the external community, to provide industrial opportunities and leadership opportunities to our students. I have been welcomed very warmly by the Northwest campus, and I'm just kind of taken aback by the dynamic environment and the synergy that's ongoing right now. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
We're taken aback by the skill set that you bring. It's awesome. We're looking forward to your teaching our students, faculty, and staff all those things you know.
Thank you. I look forward to the opportunity.
Thank you
very much.
And board. I said and board. We might could use a little bit.
So I do believe in recycling people. I'd like to introduce Dr. Eric Jackson as the new Vice President for Community and Industry Education Services on Northwest Campus. Dr. Jackson holds a bachelor degree in criminal justice, master's degree in criminal justice, and a PhD from Washington State University in political science. He is a United States Army veteran and served 6 years in field artillery and military intelligence. Dr. Jackson has served as the Dean of Public Services, Social, and Behavioral Sciences on the Northwest Campus, and more recently, Vice President of Academic Affairs for TCC Connect. He brings a wealth of experience in academic and continuing ed programs. In his role as Dean, he was responsible for the leadership of 2 training academies that services over 10,000 students annually. He has also been a faculty member and has worked as an instructional leader for several years. He is a real asset to the team on the Northwest Campus, and we're very happy that he's back on the Northwest Campus. Please help me congratulate Dr. Jackson.
Welcome, Dr. Jackson.
Good evening, Chancellor Hadley.
You got something new to tell us?
Something new?
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the position.
Good.
But I want to thank you all for your continued support and leadership, and we look forward to the great year coming up and the wonderful programs on the Northwest Campus. And I want to thank the Northwest Campus leadership team, and it's going to be wonderful working with everyone again.
Thank you.
I'm also pleased to introduce Sonia Brown as the Public Services, Social, and Behavioral Services Divisional Dean. Sonia holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Criminal Justice, Criminology from the University of Texas at Arlington, a Master's of Arts degree in Organizational Behavior with a concentration in Conflict Resolution from Dallas Baptist University, and she's working on her doctorate. Sonia brings over 15 years of experience working in program management, supervision, and higher education. Prior to Tarrant County College in 2003, Sonia worked as a unit supervisor for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Parole Division, where she taught reentry classes to offenders, developed community programs, and supervised district parole officers. She began her career at TCC as criminal justice adjunct instructor on the Northwest Campus before joining the full-time faculty. In the time that she has served on the Northwest Campus, she has served as a program coordinator and department chair for criminal justice, environmental technology, fire technology, and horticulture. She brings a lot of skills to the team, and we're very pleased that she accepted our offer. Please help me welcome Sonia Brown.
Well, welcome, Ms. Brown.
Thank you. Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, and the board, I would just like to say how just excited. I cannot tell you how excited I am to continue to move forward and grow within the team, the family at Northwest Campus. I remember coming there one day to speak for one of the criminal justice courses, and I told them, I said, they got to give me a position because I'm never leaving. And that has definitely been the case. I look to just a long life here with you guys, growing and helping our students be the best that they can be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We look forward to having you do that. Ms. Nina Petty, you're next.
Good evening again. It's my pleasure this evening to introduce a familiar face because I don't think Miss Margaret Lutton has missed a board meeting in the 5 years that I've been with the district, and she has earned a new title, which I'm excited about telling you. It's the Executive Director of Institutional and Strategic Development due to her important work that she has done with us on our institutional plan and the development and implementation of our innovation forums, which are our forward-thinking prioritization model for new initiatives. Margaret's education is in architecture, bachelor's from Texas Tech, and she started in the private sector and worked her way up as a senior project designer with RTKL, which is a worldwide architectural design and engineering firm. But her passion was teaching, and so she began working as an adjunct with us in 1993, and then in 97 she became a full-time faculty member. Margaret has many years teaching at the South Campus, and she's a really important resource to us in the service groups because she reminds us every day why we're here, and she's a subject matter expert in understanding our students and what our faculty needs in regard to our space and how space is so important to the teaching environment. Margaret is also a twice recipient of the Chancellor's Award, once back in 2007 for exemplary teaching. And then again, she won it in 2013 for the Chancellor's Employee Excellence Award for forward thinking. Margaret has held every position in the Faculty Association and Faculty Senate on the South Campus and was also a member of our JCC. Margaret exemplifies positive leadership. I don't know anybody on my team, honestly, that is as positive as Margaret is. She finds the positive in every situation, and she's clearly an agent of change and process improvement. She's forging new territory with this innovation forum, and it's proving to be a real game changer in our ability to prioritize our initiatives and align our activities with the goals and missions of the college. Please join me in congratulating Margaret Lattin for a well-deserved promotion today.
Welcome, Margaret, and congratulations, and you look wonderful.
Thank you. So do you, Chancellor.
Thank you.
And thank you, President Appleman and members of the board. And I just want to say that my work is my life is my work, and I love TCC. So thank you for this amazing opportunity.
Thank you.
I have one more this evening. I'd like to introduce Chris Campbell as the new Director of Construction Services, reporting to our Associate Vice Chancellor, Gary Prather. Chris began his career with the college in 2011. Prior to coming to the college, we had the opportunity to get to know Chris in his role as Director of Construction for EPIC Construction, one of our job order contracting companies, where he managed multiple higher education accounts for colleges such as Texas Wesleyan, UNT, UT, and Texas Women's University. Chris has over 15 years of employee and project management experience in facilities and construction environments. And when he came to work for us, we were already impressed with his professionalism, expertise, and his attention to customer service. Chris started working in the construction area at a very young age, while many of us were working on our educational degrees. So he's now in the process of completing his formal education with a Bachelor's of Business and a focus on construction management. He's on the board of directors for the Texas Association of Physical Plant Administrators, and he's also on our advisory committee for the construction management program on our South Campus, where he's brought real-world focus and mentoring. In his spare time, Chris is a state-certified firefighter, an emergency medical technician, an EMT, and he volunteered the last 5 years in firefighting before his baby girl, Kensington, who is now the love of his life, was born. Chris is very passionate about student success and our mission here, and is focused on process improvement and bringing ideas that he has in his new role as director that will enhance our delivery service for the district. Please help me in welcoming Chris Campbell this evening. Chris, you want to say a few words?
Welcome, Chris. We're glad to have you officially on our team.
Thank you, Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, Board. I just want to say that I'm glad to be here. I've already been working here. I appreciate the opportunity that this promotion presented. I look forward to serving the faculty and the staff, the board, and the students of Tarrant County College. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'm going to call for Dr. Joy Gates Black to come to the microphone. And she didn't realize I was going to call her. But since I have 3 names of her staff people on my list who are about to sever their official ties with Tarrant County College at this point. I say official because you never can tell when you'll see one of them back around here someplace. But I'm going to let her introduce and present, I should say, those three people because we may not have an opportunity to see them together at one time before they leave. So are they all three here?
I am looking to see if, I see 1, 2, and where is the, only 2 of them are here.
Let's do those two. They
All
get
right.
one and a third times.
Okay. Well, the one who is not here tonight is Mr. Troy Vaughn, and Troy is retiring from TCC from our Community and Industry Education Department at the district after many years of service. So tomorrow will be his last day, and we are going to miss him, but he is going to enjoy his retirement. He has told me. Several times he's told me that. I also want to acknowledge tonight the next person who would be leaving next week. Dr. Kimberly Beatty has accepted position as Vice Chancellor of Instruction at Houston Community College District. And Dr. Beatty will be leaving us next week. And then the week after that, you notice I have one every week.
Joe, where is Kim?
Dr. Beatty?
Come up here and stand.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And the third person, the third week, Dr. Jane Harper will be retiring from Tarrant County College. Come on up, Dr. Harper.
After how many years, Jane?
47.
47.
So
unfortunately, we're not counting those years.
Did you want them to have a word, Chancellor?
Yes, I want them to tell me how happy they are to have been here all this time. Jane especially. Kim is a newbie.
Yes. Good evening, Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, and the board. It has been an awesome, awesome pleasure to be here at Tarrant County College and be a part of the transformation and everything that we have done together as a team. I'm so grateful to Dr. Joy Gates Black for giving me the opportunity. Chancellor, I've already spoken to you earlier for giving me the opportunity. This was an important part of my journey, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you, and best wishes. Dr. Martha.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on down.
My friend, my Chancellor, Mrs. Appleman, President of our board, and members of our board, thank you for letting me appear before you one last time. You know that Tarrant County College has been the heart of my life. I've spent 47 years working with these wonderful people and living among them and with them. And as my mother once said, if I have any friends left, they're the ones that are here with me. It's been a great ride. We have done some remarkable things and started some fascinating programs and experimented with things, most of which worked, but some didn't, and we just picked up the pieces and tried again. But I've lived here most of my adult life, and it's home. So it's difficult to say, well, I'll be here 2 more weeks. I won't say anything. Goodbye. But I thank you, and I thank this community and this wonderful academic family for having kept me safe and close and warm and loved all my adult life. Thank you.
And we thank you. Jane has been one of my go-to people for ever and ever and ever. And I can remember so many times in other administrative positions and I would need help. Jane was a divisional dean, and I would always say she was the best there was you could find anywhere in the world. So if I had a really tough question, I'd call Jane and say, tell me how you would handle this. And she would give me her advice. And generally, I used good sense and took her advice. So things came out well. Thank you, Jane, for all those wonderful memories. The next item on my agenda would be accolades. And the first accolade I want to give is not on my paper. You know, I told you last month, since I wasn't here, the presidents chose an accolade they wanted me to highlight. And I did. So they took the liberty of doing the same thing this year. Gave me a list of accolades they wanted me to highlight. But I'm going to do my own first. And my first accolade goes to the JCC. Y'all stand up, let me see you. Because, yeah. I've been hearing great things about you. I haven't seen you a lot, but tell me what you thought about Tuesday. What was your word, Karen? Excellent. I liked it. You said something wonderful. Y'all want to do this one word game? You do three? Oh, thank you, thank you. I miss being there. I was so sorry. I had planned to be there, and I had planned the whole day, and then my chemotherapy date got changed at MD Anderson, and I ended up having to go there instead. And I thought you all would want me to do that, so I tried to stay around a little bit longer. So that's where I was, but I heard nothing but great reviews from the faculty. Ms. Robinson has a lot of the written reviews that have come in. It's very good. So thank you so much for your leadership. We're looking forward to carrying this through the rest of the year and on through the next year. So thank you so much. So you're my first accolade for the night, so thank you.
For the board's information, the faculty participated in Academics Day on Tuesday, and that's what they're being thanked for and asked their opinion of.
Actually, and their leadership, because they helped design what was going to happen on that day, along with our Dean of the Faculty, Terry Michela. Academic Affairs and Student Success, 4 full-time and part-time online advisors work during the 3-week holiday break serving students. And if you haven't heard anybody yet talk about online advising, you haven't been on the campus very long. Boy, people are really excited about the fact that people can get an appointment, get online, get advised in their pajamas or in whatever they're wearing during the time and get their work done. So as a result of that, 1,000 students received assistance enrolling for spring term 2015 classes. The campus presidents reported fewer students needed assistance and shorter wait times for those who came to their campuses, and that's always very good. TCC Connect registered 6,028 high school students for the spring semester. That deserves an applause. They had reduced registration lines and increased efficiency at the campuses. So this is all going in the right direction. On the Northeast campus, Camila Padilla, a student at Tarrant County College Northeast, was accepted to TCU for the fall semester. Not only was she accepted, she earned a Cornerstone Scholarship. Not only did she earn a Cornerstone Scholarship, it was for $57,000. So congratulations to her. On our Northwest campus, Alejandro Garza is the founder and editor of the magazine El Lago Artistico. This is a magazine in which students publish art, poetry, and short stories, and is entirely in Spanish. Issue number 4 was launched November 2014. The South Campus established a chapter of the National Society of Leadership and Success in the fall of 2014. The organization helps students discover and achieve their goals, offer life-changing lectures from the nation's leading presenters and communities where like-minded, success-oriented individuals come together and help one another succeed. Nationally, 75% of the members indicated their grades improved due to the participation in the society, and I think you see some similar things happening there on Southeast Campus. Although South Campus chapter has many more members, 54 students were inducted into the South Campus chapter. Do you know how many members you have, Pete? Over 100? Very good. On our Southeast Campus, the following faculty used, now this is really interesting. JCC members, if you all haven't read this one, you need to read it. The following faculty used open source educational resources in their fall 2014 classes. Mr. He, do you remember open source materials? Thus saving their students $119,707.52. This was a result of a campus-based academic inquiry project that studied the use of open source materials. The goal was to increase the number of faculty using open source materials, thus saving our students money. Penny Boyette, Mass Communication, Kathleen Everson, Statistics, Laurie Ertl, Biology, Melissa Evans, Concepts of Physical Fitness, Ruth Ann Greer, Texas Government, Tamika Stewart, Economics, Jill Trash, Economics. $119,707.52 was what these few faculty members saved their students by going to open source. Dr. Coppola has already agreed to get his faculty members to open their doors and open their arms to show any other faculty member in the district how easy it is to do this if they choose to do it. So that's we're going in a good direction. It's always amazing how sometimes you start out expecting one thing, you end up getting something so much better. I think that's where we are here now with common textbooks. I think we're moving into a much better direction than we ever thought we would. Trinity River Campus on December 6th, 8th, and 9th, 427 students, faculty, and staff took a break from studying and end-of-semester activities to enjoy the comforts of furry, calm, loving canines. Oh, my goodness. Courtesy of Teresa Pauls and the Trinity River Student Government Association. These registered therapy dogs welcome visitors in the TRC library. That's what I like about TCC. We got something for everybody. Everybody. Madam President, I believe that concludes my report.
One of the accolades that I would add to your list includes you and Mr. Troy Vaughn, who we noticed earlier. Chancellor Hadley received the 2014 Vandergrift Leadership Award. No inside maneuvers on this one. This is from the Workforce Solutions, which is our local workforce board. And
that's me in the middle next
yes.
In case you didn't recognize me.
And Ms. Robinson and I were pleased to accept on her behalf. And you see there Mayor Cluck of Arlington, Mayor Price of Fort Worth, Judge Whitley, and two officials from the Workforce Solutions Board. That's our annual Christmas meeting, and we're appointed by the two mayors and the judge, and so they always meet with us, and it's at that time that we present leadership awards. Mr. Vaughn, do you have his picture too? Thank you, Shelley. Received a Service to Community Award, and we were proud to have him there representing Tarrant County College. As you know, we have a very close relationship with the Workforce Solutions Board. In fact, Judy McDonald, their executive director, is part of the video celebrating our 50th anniversary.
Great.
So congratulations.
Well, thank you, and thank you for accepting, and thank you, Angela, for being me that day.
Mr. Greenhill, you had something you wanted to share with us at this time?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, to bring up the work that your trustees are doing to help us with legislation and so forth. I'm an officer on the board of what's called CCATT, and there's going to be a joint conference on February the 2nd. I believe that Trustee Heat's going to be there. Trustee Vandergrift is going to be there as well, but she's going to miss that. But the next day is College Rally Day, and that's always a lot of fun. We go before we go see our legislators. We have a rally. And the fun part of this is really being with the students to go to see the legislators. It's just a lot of fun. So I just want to let you know that your trustees are hard at work trying to keep us doing well with the legislature. We have a 5-point program. We've collaborated with the TACC, that's the professionals, and the trustees now have a joint program, legislative agenda, and we'll be presenting that in short order. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Do any other trustees have comments or presentations they'd like to make? If not, we will...
Madam President,
yes.
Before you move, may I say to Mr. Greenhill and all the other trustees how much I appreciate your participation in all of these activities and what a difference it makes to the people of Tarrant County, actually. When you attend these events and come back with additional information that you know will serve you well as you serve the people of Tarrant County. It takes extra effort, I know. All of you have professional lives that you deal with every day. And so we really do appreciate your participating. So thank you.
Thank you. We will move into a closed meeting at this time. Deliberation of real property, Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. Section deliberation on personnel matters, Section 551.074 Texas Government Code, and consultation with attorneys, Section 551.071 Texas Government Code. And we do not anticipate any action on any of these items. So our next meeting will be February 19th, 2015. We are recessed for the executive session. And you may go.
Are you?